record and start to share my screen. Here we go. Okay, up and going. Okay, guys, 8th of April, 2021. Today's Thursday, and this is the caption for this morning. SPAC, careful, all right? The possible Nick thinks problem, all right? So I know that by sharing this again, some of you may like, okay, it's problem again? No, it's just a reminder, all right? It's a reminder to inform you that, right, this SPAC may cause a repercussion problem because now the index for SPAC has dropped by 22%. Now you may say, but that doesn't concern us, right? Well, it doesn't really concern any of us here in a way, because most of us are not involved in SPAC. But the thing is this, a lot of funds went into SPAC. So if the index is now by 22%, theoretically it's entering the bear territory. And since it's a bear territory, right? Okay, Jerry. So what is happening is that, right, it may cause a ripple or repercussion from here itself. So let me explain more in detail shortly, all right? Let's start. So, you know, in a financial market, after in the market for 21 years, okay, if someone asks me this question, can you explain to me what is a financial market? The first thing I would say to anybody is that the financial market is not 1 + 2 = 3. How many of you agree with this statement? How many of you agree that, right, 1 + 2 is not equal to 3 in the financial market? If you agree, key the word agree. If you disagree, disagree. All right. So right now, guys, I want you guys to come in. There's 633 of you guys. So let's try it out. Those who agree to this statement, okay, put agree. If you think that, nope, this is incorrect, you just put disagree. All right. Let me see how many of you will like to share with me your views of this morning. Okay. Anthony say agree. I'm basically reading off from all the Facebook commentary. All right. Allison, totally agree. Okay. Arthur agree. Eileen agree with capital letter. Carl agree. Kelza agree. Michael agree. Ling agree. Mandy agree. Wow, okay. Brian agree. Kelly also agree. Oh, Richard, you also agree. Wow, okay, that's interesting. Okay, Jerry agree. All right, so that means that you guys are all veteran traders, and actually you also agree into this. Galvin also agree on that. Indeed itself, right? Really, someone came to office recently, all right, I will mention his name. All right, he asked me about this financial market, and I told him this upfront. I said, look, if you want to succeed in trading, or in trading especially, you really cannot take 1 + 2 = 3. It won't work. Because there's one element that you must understand is that the boys is the one who created this 1 + 2 = 3 theory. So think about this. If the boys created this 1 + 2 = 3 theory, and they give it to you, and they tell you they will make money. So think about this. What will happen? It will be, yes, at the start, 1 + 2 will equal to 3, and it will work. That's why in your impression, it stays there. But after a while later, when this pie gets so big, the 1 + 2 = 3 will fail, and it become 1 + 2 = 2 or even 4. You got my point? So actually, you're not wrong to believe 1 + 2 = 3, because by right, the boys will repeatedly make it happen until they want to harvest. And that is why on a subconscious mind, a lot of people will still tell me, Cal, no, 1 + 2 = 3. How come you say it's wrong? It's not that wrong. It will be right until the right moment. It will be right, 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 until the ripe, RIPE moment. And that is whereby the next will be RIP. You understand? All right. So that is a point. That's the thing here is, you won't give me a minute. Give me 1 minute. Sorry, everybody. Just give me 1 sec. Right, apology. All right, someone at the door. Okay, so you understand my point? That's why I'm going to share this with you, because I know that some of you will not accept what I say. All right, I mean, this is the point. Okay, that's the thing. So let me just share with you this. Remember yesterday we talked about cryptocurrency, and I asked all of you guys to give me your feel. So I asked you, how many of you will be doing buying, and how many will unload, right? So it was a good number. Some of you choose to unload, some of you said to load in more. And I did mention to you, right, I think with the euphoria and everybody was jumping in and all the mainstream media was calling to buy, that was whereby we say that, okay, maybe today we had to be very careful, right? Today, right? That was 6th of April, that's yesterday, right? Or 7th of April yesterday, okay? And you can see immediately, we saw what happened. Bitcoin momentum fell, as you see. Then Bitcoin pulled back. Our Ethereum pairs poke their face as it slides towards 2000. Ethereum price hinders by sell-off near 2150. So what do you actually see from here? As usual, once again, you can see that, right? Practically, when everybody say buy and the price doesn't make sense, you have to move the other way. So let's just take a look at the chart right now. You see, this is the Bitcoin chart. Let's take a look. Okay, you see that yesterday Ethereum has lost the 2000 mark. Lost it, right? Because I told you guys and I shared with you that something must be very careful on Ethereum. If you look at it, now you see that on our chart, right? As the price is climbing up, our KSI has turned red. Now, KSI turn red means the boys are actually selling, okay? Or the whales are actually unloading. So that's why I began to share with you guys to be very careful, even though, yes, I do see Ethereum going much higher. I do see Bitcoin going much higher, but you know, there's always cyclical movement, right? So the next day, you can see that the next day, all right, the KSI, sorry. Can we clear this away? The next day, all right, you can see that, right? The KSI, actually, the length of the KSI lengthened. Can you see that? Lengthened, right? But the market still continue to go higher. So again, I gently reminded you guys to be very careful on this. And yesterday, I was very specific. I'll tell you guys to be very careful. Something's not correct. And indeed itself, right, yesterday, you remember this? The Ethereum was trading below pivot 2 level. And you all know, right, below OP, below pivot 2 is always a sell. Remember that? And of course, if you follow through, you will notice that that's why the Ethereum price came off. Was it the same for Bitcoin? Yes, it was the same for Bitcoin apparently. So let's look at Bitcoin, a quick one. Can you see that? Bitcoin already from a couple of days ago, we can see that the Bitcoin has already been trading and the KSI already warned us. Can you see that? The KSI already warned us and already informed us that, right, there is some profit taking from the whales. And of course, 2 days ago, the whales increased the selling again. But the chart looks good, right? The chart looks like momentumly is going to go higher, right? That is why I just inform you guys, is that of course the chart may go higher, but the warning has been given. So if the warning has been given and if the market do actually reacts by coming off, then you know that it's time to get out. You see, the point is this, the KSI cannot predict future, but the KSI can inform you certain part of the information in the market. And of course, it must come with triggering. It means that there must be some selling for the KSI to really manifest what is information telling you. So you must understand how to use KSI. KSI do not predict future. KSI inform you what is ongoing now, then you wait for the market to react. This one is very, very important. Okay, guys? This is so important that I don't want you to misunderstand me. And then after that, you'll think that the KSI is such a powerful indicator. It can predict future. It doesn't. Okay? So if you understand what I just said about KSI, please key KSI right now into the group chat. Now, guys, there's 56 of you right now at the moment, and you're going to grow in numbers as usual. I mean, I really want you guys to, other than just listen to me, try to participate. But of course, if you're driving, okay, if you're driving, please do not do that. But if you're at home now, or you're in your treadmill, or you are basically in an MRT station, MRT on a bus, I think you can do that. Of course, if you're on a bus and you're standing there, you are worried, then you don't do, okay? Now, the thing is, I really want you guys to understand how to apply the KSI properly. All right, so Anthony, thank you. Ling Ling, thank you. Joe, thank you. Iman, thank you. Iman is okay, 8 p.m. still okay. Carl, Philip, Judy, Allison, thank you guys for remember this, and Jerry too. Okay, so this is very important for us. Okay, so you can understand what to do. So remember this, KSI tell you the sentiment, the market has to react, then the two comes together, the impact will be there, right? Wow, Richard, give me the full word of KSI. Thank you, Richard. Thank you so much. Thank you, Susan. Okay, thank you, Michael. All right, thank you, Kelza. All right, thank you, Eileen. All right, so you all got the idea now? Okay, yeah. So that is what I want to share with you. Okay, so what happened is that, you know, the thing is that we may not be the most well-liked people on earth, because you know why? Because no one likes people warning people. Okay, I mean, people like tell you good story, hey, you can do this, you can do that. But when people warn you, right, you don't really like it. That's the reason why we are not the, not the most favorite school, put it this way. But we give really proper information and we tell you that, be careful. And that's why you won't be falling into the trap of the big boys. We are probably days earlier, but end of the day itself, right, it's safe. Okay, it save you. All right, that is very important. So now why I want to talk about SPAC. All right, this is very important because this is a massive bubble. Okay, now this is not I say that. Okay, apparently it's all right. Okay, you can see that like our Singapore Grab, right, is set to list in New York in one of the biggest SPAC merger. Now I'm not saying that this will become a bad thing, but just informing you they are using SPAC method. Okay. Now this is from Straits Times, our own very own Straits Times. SPAC bubble fears leads Hong Kong, Singapore down cautious path. Okay. Now this is from Singapore Business Time, not I made it up. Okay. Now Hong Kong and Singapore are trying to get into the boom in the blank check company listing. Yes, indeed, SPAC is going to be at the blank check listing. All right, whereby basically it's right. People just allow them to do whatever they want. All right, seriously, and this is a big market. It's more than $100 billion already and still rising, right? So apparently there is a problem, guys. The SPAC index that basically tracks it now, it is down by 21 to 22% since February. That means that last month, 2 months ago until now, it has dropped quite a fair bit. Okay, and if this continue, right, there will be next problem because imagine this: in an investor giving a blank check to the company to do something, and if the stock prices are coming off, right, that means that they're going to have some trouble. And if this trouble leads to this redemption, okay, or repatriation of funds, then what will happen is that the market will go into a bit of shaking. So this is something to be a concern. But of course, you may say, Kel, but doesn't do with me, right? I said, yeah, I understand. But there will be a concern. So that's why I'm informing you, because some of the individuals I know, they actually start to ask me, Kel, can they buy back in the SPAC counters because it's down by 21%? I said that, look, if you want to buy, let it recover back to above 18 to 17%. At least it's above the bear territory. Then you go in, then at least it makes some sense. Because if you go in right now, right, it could cause a very big concern and you may get trapped for the wrong reason. You understand my point? Yeah, indeed. We really care and concern for you guys. Seriously, like what Cynthia this morning I posted, right? It's all about helping one another, right? That's what Mike this morning also posted too. We really want to help one another, okay? All right, because you can see this how big it is. Now, since 2005, that was where the start of SPAC, right? Then after that, in 2009, you can see there was so little company involved because there was a Lehman crisis. But you know that what happened in 2017 onwards, oh my God, look at it. The number of SPAC IPOs, and look at it, it's really incredible. The amount now is really going higher and higher and higher. And the average price is about, average IPO is about $350 million. Now imagine this, you take this figure, 248 multiplied by 350, you get the incredible size of the IPO now in the general market. And this market now is down by 21%. So think about this. What is going to happen later on? This is again probably why I say the Archegos side is all right. Why is there some problem? Because now later you see there is actually some ripples already surfaced. Okay, I'll show you more in the later part of the MAO. All right. So the thing is, end of the day, we are doing all this is a determination today leads to success tomorrow. We are doing all this preparation work so that you can make money, you can deserve a better life in the time to come. So the thing is this, guys, remember, don't you dare give up, okay? If you give up, right, then you will fall into the trap the boys. Remember, the boys are the one who created 1 + 2 = 3 theory. You have to follow that. But you must remember that there'll be one day they will harvest. And when they harvest, you must know how to get out. And in order to get out in time, our TWB system will assist you, right? Whether KSI, whether by the KCX, by all the indicators that we created for you. This is why we want you to remember, okay? So this is very, very important. I hope that you guys remember today my sharing about 1 + 2 = 3 theory, okay? Very, very important. All right, disclaimer as usual, please understand that will be a possibility of leading to losses. It's meant for learning aid, and please carefully consider your current financial condition is really viable for trading any size. And of course, do understand this by continuing from now, you have accepted the above and indemnify me, all right? This is so, so, so important, okay? All right. So I give you 5 seconds. If you're staying on, then that means you're identifying me, all right? So it's for 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, I'll be doing this every day. Yeah, then that'll be easier for everybody. Okay, no need to type. So I want to repeat this. Yesterday, someone asked me this question, Cal, what is this market madness? Now, can I explain in details? Okay, so basically market madness, let me explain this to you. Market madness is when people don't care valuation. Example, back in, let me remember this, back in 2000, let me see, I mean, because back in about 2000 and, yeah, 2000, yeah, about 199, 1996, okay, whereby everybody was just buying stocks, right? Back in the Asian financial crisis, everybody was buying stock. Everybody knows that the stock price now for this counter is like, let's say $5, but the value only 50 cents. Then it went to $6, $7, $8, and people say, never mind, don't worry. The company now got $8 value, right? Eventually, it will go. The earnings will be able to cover and stuff like that. So when the price goes to $10, everybody say, okay, you know what? No fear of missing out, right? So everybody jump in and thinks that, okay, don't worry, valuation is not important anymore. Then let's buy more, let's borrow money, let's go on credit, and that is where leverage comes in. So when everybody come in, you went to $11, $12, everybody say, okay, no problem, guys, let's go for it. If you don't buy, you're an idiot. So you went to $24, right? Now, which share is this? This is the one that everybody was saying back then itself was a Pacific Century share. All right, remember that? That particular counter? Well, it was crazy. It was phenomenal. Everybody around me was just buying this counter because why? It happened to be the Superman son involved. And what happened? The share price from $24 went to $26. And when he was saying that they will do a lot of expansion plan, the share come down so fast that it just evaporated and got itself delisted. You understand my point? This is how the thing worked. So you may say that this is greed, but you must understand from the point of $5 all the way to $26, no one say greedy, right? Everybody was benefiting from it. But end of the day itself, when things happen, then every point finger. But what's the point? End of the day is that it's still the end of the thing. So the market will still keep on growing, because as long as everybody is still on it, the music is still on, no one removing the chairs, the market will continue. But once this leverage comes to a point that there's no way they can go further, the thing will trigger a deleveraging. That means what? The leverage that is inside there will be taken out. Or we call it that the liquidity that is supposed to pump in has been taken out. So once this liquidity is taken out itself, right, that leave a gapping hole. And if there's no one to fill up the gap, I tell you, it just collapse very, very fast. And that will always take out the madness on the people. And finally, everybody will wake up and say, okay, fine, we did it wrong. But realize it, right? Whether it's 97, 07, 18, it always repeats. It doesn't change. So, of course, the thing is that will this happen again? I don't know. But at least I'm informing you now how market madness perform. All right. So if you actually remember this Pacific Century, all right, PCW, right? If you remember this fiasco, right? If you are even involved there, right? Can you key PCW? If you actually remember that fiasco, or you actually got involved, unfortunately, or you make money and you got out in time, right? Please key there. I want to see how many of you actually went through this. Now, I went through this because my mom was speculating this, and I was just basically every day telling her, please don't do that. I said it's getting crazy. And remember the time this creative went even $60. Okay, so that seems that everybody, not everybody is involved here. Okay, never mind. Let's continue. Okay, Arun. Oh, Uncle Arun. Okay, Arun was involved back then. All right. Okay, remember that. Actually. Oh, Kelza also remember that. That was a very sad moment, right? Indeed. Okay, now why is this happening? Why am I caring and sharing all this? End of the day, you must understand. Last night, right? I mean, I didn't. Oh, Lester also. Okay. The last night I didn't bother to watch the FOMC because I know that the answer is the same one. No need to see because it's very clear. The Federal Reserve is not going to do anything. So the Fed official says easy policy will stay in place until economic outcomes are achieved. So it's very, very clear that they are not going to hold back. They are going to keep on putting $120 billion into the bond purchases. So you keep on doing that itself, right? So obviously, you are trying to bring down the yield. It's very clear. You buy the bonds, the bond price goes up, the yield comes down. So it's a very simple thing. They are artificially controlling the yield so that they will not have this inflation problem. But the problem is that it doesn't help. You can keep on pumping money and hope that the economy can recover, but you cannot deny inflation. So they say, okay, never mind. Since we're going to have this problem, it's okay. Now they're telling you it's okay. Inflation 2%, it's okay, man, no problem, because we want the full employment. So that is whereby this is like basically you see a place that's on fire, you bring oil and try to use the liquid to starve the fire, but you know what will happen, right? It actually burns faster. So my point is this, guys. Yes, we can go long in the market, but you just have to know that this is actually coming to the point of madness. It's just going to be a matter of time when things come back. Now, of course, Biden says that, right, his $2 trillion are going to bring a lot of money. So he says that, right, this 2 trillion, his so-called idea, right, it will bring a lot of money back to people. And apparently, right, this will help the economy. So his point is that the one his belief, his plan, that it will generate about $2.5 trillion in profits in over 15 years, and they will be used for roads, bridges, transit, broadband, and other projects. I mean, seriously, I agree with what he's doing today. I mean, as a president, I think he's finally really putting putting really work into place, right? I don't disagree on that. But the thing is this, end of the day, is that it has to take money off from the corporate side, which is taxes. So if that kind of happen, right, then obviously people will wake up. So you see now is that it's very smart. They tell Federal Reserve to, hey, you know what, keep on pumping the money while we do the tax. So basically nothing is taken out from the market in a way. So that's why the boys are still buying into this, okay? So the only thing is that at one point, if the Federal Reserve say, okay, fine, no choice, we need to taper, then this so-called corporate tax will come in and bite the people involved. But at the moment now, chill, okay? Now, of course, yesterday we saw the Seng Index come off, right? Thanks to Eiling, who actually posted this. Yeah, indeed, that Kausa, only those holder will know. All right, why Hong Kong price? How Hong Kong comes down? All right, so there was a few reasons. Basically, it was the people getting out, right? Let me explain this to you. Look at it now. This is what happened, okay? 3 months ago, right? You can see that there was a sudden increment of volume of liquidity enter the market, and we saw Hang Seng really went up, right? Okay. But once the liquidity dries up or went negative, can you see that? It went negative, right? The market immediately react. So you can understand this. It's not valuation, it's not earnings that really drive prices higher or lower. It's liquidity. So whoever controls the liquidity controls the market. And that was what this someone very famous said that. Just suddenly just forgot about it. Oh, Druckenmiller, right? Yeah, Soros' prodigy student. All right, Stanley Druckenmiller. So the one that control it wins the game. That's why you can see now when the mainland investors pull out $12.7 billion or 1.63 billion US dollars from the Hong Kong market, that's it. The market just come off. That's always like that. And of course, one leads to the other. If you sell, I sell, you sell, and I sell, everybody sell, the price come off. So that is why I'm saying this. The one that's leading the US market now is the liquidity provided by the Federal Reserve. So as long as Federal Reserve is staying with the liquidity driving program, then you are safe, right? Those who are long in the market, you are still safe. Just put trailing stock. All right, those who are short itself, right, you must just take quick profit until the thing really breaks down. All right, this is something that you must remember that, okay? Very, very important, okay? Okay, so that is the why Hang Seng sell off. Will Hang Seng come down today again? Well, we'll let the market decide now. We'll come to that later. So let's recap what happened on yesterday's Dow Jones, okay? So the Dow Jones initially went up first. There's some upside. Then after that, it came back down a little bit, went to a low end, okay? Then it recovers because towards the FOMC minutes, right? Once the minutes was released, the market actually got no reaction. But again, you can see artificially the last 1 hour or last half an hour, they pump it up as usual. It's something that we have seen this enough time already. So 500 S&P 500 ekes out a record close, okay? Because the Federal Reserve say that no worry, we stick to the easy plan. So we can see that overall, the technology companies, the technology company basically enjoy this because when if Federal Reserve say they're going to stay on, right, I mean the cost of the loans are still going to be there, staying low. So obviously the tech companies enjoy it. So Apple, Amazon, Alphabet, all actually profited, all right? So this is why my concern comes later, right? Is that if these tech companies are doing well, right, then why this counter is down? Let me bring this counter to you, okay? All right, this counter, I think you all have guessed already, right? The counter that I want to mention to you is Tesla. Now, this is Tesla yesterday, right? I mentioned to you Tesla, right? If it basically it cannot go up, there'll be a problem. And yesterday, Tesla, can you see that? Okay, Tesla opens between the two pivots. okay, yesterday, and then it went below pivot 2. So below pivot 2 is always a sell, and then after that Tesla really comes off. Of course, the KSI was green, so that hold the market, but still you must go with price action. So KSI can be green, but if the price action call for sell, you follow the sell, but just go smaller in quantity. So now the thing is this, I mentioned to you that you need to be very careful, because this is where Tesla gap up on the delivery. This is whereby Tesla previously before it gap up, and now we can see the market actually closed below. So which means that the market don't really care about the delivery announcement. Now this is actually very scary. So my point is this, okay, if there's any problem going on, if Tesla come down to this point here, but be very careful, all right? So at the moment now, you can consider to buy Tesla around here, which is about $600 plus. Okay, if it ever comes down, that's a good technical point to look out for. But if Tesla fail to hold, then this is going to spell trouble, because as you see, you can either choose it to go up this way or go down this way, right? Yesterday we mentioned. So yesterday I was expecting Tesla to go up a bit, at least, with all the tech share going up, but I was surprised that Tesla actually goes down. So that's why I informed some of my friends to actually, why don't you just take a small short position on Tesla, and I think that they have done it and they are in profit right now. So that is my little sharing on Tesla, okay? All right, so be very careful on this, my friends, okay? Okay, so that is the thing, but of course, a lot of these analysts are still very positive. They say that this is a great time to buy into the market. They are generally optimistic. They feel that the momentum is strong and market is willing to take a breather first and then buy again. So you see, if every month Uncle Sam is going to bring in $120 billion onto the table, seriously, it's out that will bring down the yield. Hence, therefore, that will not really give people a trouble. That's why not, then let's just buy more then. This is the momentum they're doing. So what is Federal Reserve doing is basically putting itself on the plate, that's all, okay? Right, so you can see that the treasury yields continue to drop. That's because they buy the bonds, but the Dow actually goes down. So question mark. That's why I told you guys, 1 + 2 is never equals to 3 in the financial market. So that's why I purposely want to show you this. It's like that. You cannot expect, say, okay, how come the yields come down and the Dow goes down? It is not 1 + 2 = 3. If the market want to manipulate it itself, there's nothing more you can do. So that's why you just need to follow the chart. That is very, very important, okay? That's why 1 + 2 is not equals to 3 in the financial market. Okay, so let's recap what happened on yesterday's market. So yesterday, the opening price was so-called below pivot 2, right? So in general, we expect the Dow Jones to come off, but because the KSI was green in color, it's going to be very difficult to come off. So you need to watch out for KTR -1 to KTR -3. Now, just to revise this, KTR basically means it's a standard deviation of the market. All right. So if the market basically have a KSI that's green, right? So you see, every day the market has this so-called potential standard deviation, right? So +1 to -1, that is the normal, right? Then +2 to -2 is regular. Then +3 will be extremity, and this is where it looks like. So what I'm trying to say is very simple. If the KSI is green in color, all right, first of all, if the market stays above the opening price, in general basis, to go to KTR +1 is going to be a walk in the park, okay, in general. But if the market chooses to go down first, then when you go to KTR -1 and it stays there and bottom out with a color change, CCRY, then the probability of the market recovering is there. So of course, that means that if the market goes down to KTR -1, -2, or -3 very fast, but then at any one junction, it stays there and then do a CCRY, you can choose to buy there because the KSI is green. So the probability of the market finding a base at the bottom is much higher. All right. So can you understand this? If you can understand this is all right, please key the word yes. All right. If you understand that, how do we use KSI? This is going to, then you just key the word yes. I try to do my best to make sure you guys get revision on MAO too, because MAO, after you all have seen it, on those who come in live, a lot of people actually watch it after that. And this is where you can learn and revise. Okay, so KSI, this is how it works. If it goes above OP, in general speaking, it should go up to +1, +2, +3. But if it goes down below OP, right, it's not for you to sell actually. But if you want to sell, then you must make sure you hit the KTR -1 to -3 level. You look out for bottoming out. Okay, all right. So got the idea now? Thank you. Wow, so many of you replied already. Thank you so much, guys. Appreciate that. So you got the idea now, right? Okay, so let's see what happened yesterday for the Dow Jones. Can you see that? Now, yesterday, Dow Jones can't even go to KTR -1. It can't even go there, all right? Basically, it was just sideways. So whatever we draw earlier cannot really be seen, but we can remember that. So yesterday, the whole day, the Dow was just sideways all the way, pretty boring, right? Until it drops down, okay? But it went to it went down to the TSCB level. And once you see that, right, my friend, TSCB basically is very powerful. I told you before, right? Whenever you see TSCB comes with color change, that means this is TSCB point, right? This is point B, point A, and this is point B. All right, only PTP members will understand how we get this TSCB. So once you see this and you see color change CCRY, you can see, wow, immediately you see the Dow reacting like this. That's why, TSCB is such a powerful indicator, okay? So after that, it did itself one more round and a back. But then end of the day is the market was pretty sideways. So which means that the Dow actually created a doji. So which also means that normally a doji day, the next day is going to be a directional day. So likely today could be a directional day for the Dow Jones. Okay, we try to look at it later. All right. So now we have covered the front part of the news and relevance. Let's look at the technical side right now. Now, the technical side we are seeing here, we have a doji, that's for sure. Now, how do we classify doji, right? Very simple. I mean, there's many ways to classify by visual, by feeling, by whatever. Now, I have a standard way. My standard way is this, okay? I have a very simple standard way. How to know it's a doji, right? Basically, hold on. Okay, basically for a doji, the expectation is the body of the candle, the body, must be 20% or lesser, okay? 20% or lesser. Okay, sorry, should be the other way around. Okay, the body must be 20% or lesser for an entire week. So I make it simple for you. Let's say this is a week, okay? All right, this is the body example. Now this is, let's say this is 100 and this is 0, right? So this body, right, cannot be more than 20, all right? Cannot be more than 20. 20, 19, 18 is fine. So when you actually have the body, it's only 1/5, to make it simple, 1/5 or lesser than the entire week, this is, in my opinion, a doji. And if it's a doji, usually we do see the market go into a directional day. Directional day means the market will go one-sided. Okay, so all the idea now. So when did we see it before? Well, recently you saw this. This is the previous doji pair. Where you see the market, the body was smaller, 1/5 or lesser than the entire week. The next day, you can see that the market, right, went up. So the opening price is going to be pivotal. If the market stays above OP, the day will be up. And usually it closes at the high. If the market goes below OP, then it will be ending at the low of the day, usually. Not 100%, but it does work most of the time. You can see this. Initially, it went down, but because there was a strong support at MA, that's why it rebounded and closed near the high. Can you see that? It closed near the high, right? So any more doji? Yes, indeed. Can you see this one? Another doji. And same thing again, you see that it ended near the high. Interesting, right? But would there be a possibility of this happening? It is possible. Wow, you see this one? 3 doji at the same time. 3 consecutive doji. So obviously, if you keep on betting the market, right, then you get hit. But of course, if you follow the script, can you see that? Usually the day that it starts to move, it will end near the day high. But of course, would there be a possibility that again, 3 doji happen again? Yes, indeed, this is what happened again. But you look carefully again, the one that closed up again ended at day high. So this is a very, very interesting chart pattern that I don't think many of you have noticed this. All right. How many of you have noticed this? Please keep notice. If you haven't noticed before, right? Haven't noticed this, right? Put heaven. I want to see HAVEN apostrophe. All right. So if you haven't seen this before, later just back test this. It's quite interesting. It only works on doji day, the next day. Of course, if you're going to be doji, or do doji, then of course the thing that will move for the day. So would this be 3-day doji? I don't know. All right. I really don't know. But I only know one thing is that whenever you see a doji day, if the next day it comes to move in directional form, and please don't fight with it. Okay. If they want to buy, it will go all the way up and close near the high. If you want to sell, you sell all the way down and close in the low. So this is going to be very, very important sharing, right? Like I say, I just want to share things with you. It's good that you actually take advantage of this and profit out of it, all right? Of course, I'm going to repeat this one more time. It all depends whether the market will actually create a doji, will not create a doji. If you're going to create another doji, then you have to wait on. So don't bet your fortune in, okay? Please don't do that. Don't bet your fortune in, okay? All right, Kenneth, you have not seen this before. Good, that is something new for you. All right, the rest all has seen before. Okay, all know. Okay. All right, anyway, this is something that I wanted to share this with you this morning, okay? All right, cool. Okay, let's continue. That is the Dow Jones. Now it's 908. Dow is still early at the moment. All right, so Dow Jones, the new high is still there for last 2 days. At least we have this new all-time high. It's still a bit early, but the MLP is sorry, I need to put MA first. So today MA for the Dow Jones is about here. That's 32,935. So it's a bit far away. So no need to worry. The MLP, obviously the small doji. Well, we are now at MLP precisely. Okay. Okay, but still to me, it's still a bit early to call. Weekly chart wise, like I told you guys, if the market ended as a black candle for the week, then next week be very careful. Okay, next week be very careful. Okay, so let's look at the Dow Jones for today. Dow Jones. There we go. Okay, so Dow Jones for today. Oh, interesting. Today is an inverse pivot. Wow, what does inverse pivot mean? Okay, inverse pivot, nothing that special, but it's just only a reminder. When it's inverse pivot, right, that means that, right, the polarity in a way itself, right, in a way so-called exchange, but the way of using is still the same. So when that happens, what does it mean? Okay, very simple. Today opening price is actually between the two pivot, right? And the KSI is actually green in color. So normally when it's a opening inside where the inverse pivot do this, then what will happen is that if the market goes up, it's always almost a sure chance that you see the Dow Jones going to 33,654. The probability of that is very, very high. Okay, so which means that traders, if you want to take advantage of this, right, when the Dow Jones go above OP, right, and you do CCROI on the M15, you can actually aim at 33,654. So it's about 200 points from here. Okay, but on the flip note, if the market goes below OP, right, then of course it will go for the pivot one, which is 33,397, which is like only like 70 points from now. Okay, so that is very, very important. And of course, what happened is this. If the market breaks below P2 example, right, okay, there will be some selling coming in because it's actually an inverse pivot. That means the impact is strong. But if the market reverse upwards back again, right, then the buying will be very, very strong. So what I'm trying to say is this. The pivot today will be case sensitive. Very sensitive. So if whatever you see on the color change side and it happen to, whether you're buying or selling, please cross-check the pivot. If the pivot say buy, you better stay long. If the pivot say sell, you stay short. But because today KSI is green in color, right? So for short sellers, right, you just take profit along the way. Got the idea now? This is going to be very interesting. So today, since the inverse pivot, we try to cover more in terms of like what's happening in the market, and we learn from there. Okay, so watch out for this. Today is an inverse pivot. If you want to find out what's more pivot, right, go to our revision Facebook group. You can find that. Okay, it's somewhere around there. Check the Excel spreadsheet. Okay, so now it's 9:11. Still got some time, so I go NASDAQ first. Now NASDAQ basically stays above the MLP yesterday, so things look okay. Still okay overall. Still pretty strong. In terms of the moving average, is still far away, so no worries. NASDAQ still looks fit to go higher. All right, still looks good to go higher, so stay there. So let's look at today's NASDAQ. NASDAQ today opening price is already above pivot one right now. So NASDAQ has a potential to go higher today, to go to 13,708 level, all right? About 50 more points to go, all right? 13,708. There is a possibility for NASDAQ to go there. So traders do stand by for that, okay? NASDAQ, But if NASDAQ pulls back below P1, then there'll be some profit taking, but it won't be much because the KSI is green in color. Okay, so that is the thing that how we utilize this. It's the same way for Bitcoin and Ethereum. It's the same. Okay. All right, time check now is 9:12. I got still got 1 more minute to go. I do S&P. Now S&P is also holding up still pretty strong because the NASDAQ is strong. That's why the S&P is still holding up. But you can see that the rate of change or the body size of the S&P getting smaller and smaller and smaller. So obviously, again, this is actually a concerning factor. Traders just go very slow on the long side, okay? For short sellers, you need to basically quick profit. Yesterday went to 3 rounds, and unfortunately, we all lost money. Actually, 2 rounds, actually, we made more than 5 points, but because we were aiming for more, we did not do that. I mean, I'm very open here. Lose money, we just say lose money. But we can lose money in the market, but eventually we'll bring back all. So it's okay. Trading is like that. Just that maybe the strategy we need to adopt to the market condition. So we will take small profit first for the short side if we are doing short. Then after that, we do SWL and stuff like that. Okay, it's all about how you arrange your strategy that differentiate you. All right, if you lose money and give up, right, that's the worst thing to happen. Okay, so watch out for this. Okay, S&P, as for quick one. S&P 500 today is also opening price between the 2 pivots, and also KSI is green. So a little bit more to the buy side, can't deny that. Okay, let's do it. Hang Seng right now. Hang Seng, wow, look at the engulfing candle. Oh, this is big, man. This is so huge. Okay, so how big was the whole movement? Well, from opening price to the closing was down by 800 points. The low was near 900 points. So, wow. So today, such a big candle down, and it engulfed the entire candle. So obviously the MLP incredibly is happened to be in line with the MA. So if the market is expected to trade lower if the market stay below the MA. So Hang Seng will open up very soon. Okay, Hang Seng, let's prepare ourselves. Hang Seng. All right, so Hang Seng. Now do note there's a TSCB. Incredible. Look at the TSCB there. There's a TSCB at 28,316. I told you guys it's a level, and really the Hang Seng really went down. Incredibly, the Hang Seng really opened and go all the way down to here. This is really incredible. So watch out for this support level at 28,316, a very strong support level. Hang Seng is going to open in 15 minutes time. Likely Hang Seng will gap up a little bit, gap out a little bit, and we see what happened. But then we see how the pivot reacts. Okay, 5 seconds now to go. Stand by, everybody. Okay, Hang Seng has opened. Hang Seng gap up, expected. Hang Seng gap up, as I told you guys. But it gap up meaning, right, that means that this is the very strong support there at 28,316, right? 28,316, a very strong support. So if the Hang Seng do break below this level, there should be some selling. Because today pivot 2 is here, right? And the opening price is below pivot 2. So you see why the colors are flickering, because if the market is trading below OP and below pivot 2, you notice that the color will turn to violet. If the market goes above OP but below pivot 2, it'll be white color, neutral. Understand? That's how the coloration performs. See, now it's back to white color, right? So the color is moving is because to inform you that what is the current condition of the market. And do note today, this is a CCYR on the Hang Seng. So it's actually more to the downside for today. And of course, the KSI is red in color. Hence, therefore, again, another dampener. And the one to be very cautious to the wind is this guy. This is a zebra formation, zebra. Now, that means this is a zebra formation telling you that there could be much bigger movement coming in. So, of course, zebra can be up, zebra can be down. So, I don't know which side. But obviously, from the way you look at it now, right, it doesn't really show that the upside potential. So, with the funds leaving from Hong Kong, all right, unless they float back in again, which I don't know, obviously, they won't float back so fast, right? So, traders, be careful. This downside could send Hang Seng all the way down to this point here. The next KCB level is 27,588. I repeat, I'm not saying that it will definitely go there, but there is a potential. So from where we are now, Hang Seng is trading at 28,410. To reach this point, you need another 1,000 points down or 900 points. Wow, is it possible for the Hang Seng to drop 900 points? I don't know. All right. So, but again, for traders, if you want to take that little risk, then do your risk deployment and make sure that you get it done properly. All right. So traders, stand by for this trade. Okay. All right. So clear, Hang Seng. Okay. So I've done on Hang Seng. I've done on this US market. Let's look at DAX, shall we? Now DAX pull bound. As you can see, DAX yesterday hit the MLP and pull back. So I did mention to you DAX there could be some profit taking, and indeed it really happened. All right. So, but the DAX MA is still very far away. MA30 is still far away. And also DAX created a doji. So would that means that would that have the same formulation as what we saw in Dow Jones? Well, let's check Doji for, you can see this. This is Doji for DAX recently. It also a bit of directional day, but it didn't end at day low. All right, another Doji was here, down day, but also never ended at day low. Okay, this is the Doji here, ended almost at high, almost, and not really lah. Some of them are not really Doji. This one, no, not really. Sorry. So roughly lah, Doji for DAX doesn't seem to really much apply. Okay, probably because it's affected by the Dow Jones also. So it ended in the halfway of the Dow Jones. So the Dow Jones may influence it actually. All right, so traders just watch out for that. Okay, all right. So this is what we can share on for the market right now. Okay, yeah. Just give me a short moment. Messages come in again, and I need to do my regular stuff to inform them. Just go be careful and stuff as usual. Okay. All right. So that is the Dow Jones and DAX for you. Let's look at gold now. Now this is gold. Now yesterday gold also sideways, but of course there was some pickup momentum, about $10 at about 8 p.m. Singapore time. All right. Then after that it fizzled off and ended in a mid drift. All right. So now the thing is that gold traders are saying that is this going to be a bottom, double bottom, or is it just going to be, going to continue? But most of the news that I found this morning, most of them are pretty positive. Most of them are saying that this is going to be a good point that for buying or at least for support. So, well, since the boys are buying, then we just see what the market really reacts. So this is the gold yesterday. The gold opening price is between the two pivots, right? You can see. And the KSI was green in color. So it's going to tell you that it will not end at the low usually. And what did the gold did? The gold dropped below P2, right? So it was a sell. But because the KSI was green in color and there's no blue bar at the bottom, hence therefore the market basically pick it up from bottom. So which means that if it goes down to KTR -1 to -3, it could be a buy from the bottom, all right? If the CCRY performs. And what you saw was pretty clear. It was really like that. So initially the price goes down. So that's why CCYR was a sell below P2, right? Okay. Sorry, below OP. Then after that, it came down to KTR -1. You see that? KTR -1 beautifully. And P2 was also there. And you look at it, oh my God. The way it stopped there at the low of the day at that moment. And after that, it did a BMB, right? Is it a BMB? Let me confirm, is this? No, it's not a BMB, but it's a CCRY, red to yellow, triggering the pivot 2 and the KTR -1, and that's why the gold goes up. Then after that, it came back down, and this time around, it's confirmed a BMB, and again, it went up. So actually, yesterday, if you follow the rule, all right, you can actually look for buying. But what this BMB did not trigger, so you can't really use a BMB rule here, all right? You cannot really use that. Of course, if you're the TSCB, you have seen it, but if you don't have, it's fine. Then after that, it really paused down below the pivot 2. There was some selling, okay? But very fast, you can see that the momentum came in, the buy came in, KSI turned green, the blue bar went missing, and the market very fast stand above again the KTR -1, which again apply back to the day chart rule because the KSI is green in color for the day chart. And if the market gets supported at KTR -1, it will go up again. And indeed, the market went up. So that is the reason why the day chart planning is very important. You need to remember to ask yourself this, okay? If the day chart is actually green in color, then every time if the market comes down to KTR -1 to -3, please watch out for that. And especially in this case, the P2 and KTR -1 is the same. So if the market doesn't go below P2, the market will jolly well be going up. So you got the idea now? So trading is really not 1 + 2 = 3. You need to put them together and then relook at it. There are many permutations when it comes to TWB chart, but if actually you look at it in collective, right, you can actually find there's ways to make money on a very regular basis. Okay, so for yesterday gold trading, I do see that a lot of vibrant, more than 100 messages on gold chat yesterday, very good. I just hope that you guys apply what you learned, and this is what you should have done yesterday. Okay, so if you're not too sure, you need me to revise with you, I will do that again later on. Okay, so that is for gold. So let's look at the gold chart right now. Okay, for gold. Okay, so this is gold chart. Okay, gold chart basically, okay, the MLP basically really got support there. Yesterday, MLP was triggered and then rebounded. All right, that's why the MLP is powerful. But today, the MLP is above. So which means that today, the gold is trading below MLP. So that is not a very good sign for the buyers. So unless the gold go past above the MLP, if not, right, gold today, selling force is actually there based on conventional. Now, based on the moving average, MA moving average, right, this is the level, it's 1726. The level been there for quite a few days already. So if gold is to come down, it will come down to 1726 first. That is the MA 30. Okay. Now, remember, MA 30 is not part of the TWB system. It's more for references. Okay. So if gold do come down, 1726 is the first technical level to watch out for. And if gold stays above it, it's okay for the long side. But if gold stays below 1726, then gold may come down quite a fair bit. So traders, watch out for 1726. All right, it's a very important psychological level for gold based on the conventional chart. Okay, very, very, very important. Okay. All right, so that is gold. Weekly chart wise, it's still the same. Nothing else has changed, so we're going to leave it there. Now, silver likely will go down today with gold because you can see on the chart on silver, you can see that today is trading below the MLP and it's not currently now below MA 30 and below MA 200, right? So that's why there's a lot of selling pressure on silver. So if silver is coming down, if gold is coming down, silver will likely come down again. So that's why traders, you need to watch this, okay? Very important, guys. Very, very important. Silver should be coming down soon. All right, so that is the traditional chart, conventional chart. Let's look at our gold chart today. Wow, okay, the gold chart also doesn't look that fantastic for the upside. Let's take a look. Now, gold today opening price is between the two pivot, okay? So above OP, it may be going up to this pivot one at 1751. But because the KSI is red in color, all right, red in color, so likely the market will go down, right? And indeed, when the market opened at 1737, it went down to 734, the P2 very fast because that is where it attracts. So that's why when the market opens, right, and you notice the KSI is red in color, and you know that, and you see the momentum is off the OP, you can actually do a little pun and expect the price to go down to P2, which really happened. All right. So the only thing is this, will it go down further below P2? That is the key question. Okay. So if the market go below P2, right, then of course we may see some selling and it may bring down all the way to this potential level 1717 because that is the TSCB level. All right, that it is possible, but again, let's see how the market reacts. Okay, let's see how the market reacts. All right, at the moment now, I see Hang Seng recovering a little bit. Hang Seng has recovered a little bit. Okay, let's do the 5-minute chart of Hang Seng. Okay, Hang Seng has a stand back ground and now it's trading higher. So as long as Hang Seng stay above OP is fine. All right, Hang Seng has to stay above OP. That is very, very important. Okay, so that is gold for today. So stand by for gold. All right, so this is our Bitcoin. Now, yesterday, Bitcoin, we were hit. Okay, we were hit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow, 5 losses. Okay, 2 consecutive, 1 winner, 3 consecutive, 1 winner. So we were hit yesterday by Bitcoin. Because Bitcoin, we only emphasize on buy and not sell for now. Hence, therefore, right, we follow the rules, we got hit. Now, of course, on hindsight, you say, yeah, Cal, you are shorted Bitcoin and all the stuff. Nothing wrong. Yesterday, I already tell you guys we should be careful on Bitcoin. But rules are rules. And for a system, you really need to follow through. You cannot, today happy, you follow. Today not happy, you don't follow. So I don't mind showing you guys reality. To show you exactly, right, when we lose, we tell you. So yesterday for Bitcoin, right, first 2 losses. Then after that, the market crashed down. So if you have hold it without cutting loss, you'll be very badly hit. So we need to apply the risk management. We really did that. Then, of course, you can actually recover back towards a third trade. Then after that, the market continues to sell. So the next few KCX trade, we all lost money, all right? Only the last one recovered back a little bit. So that's the reason why we are very honest with you. It's a 78% system. Although there are many days you see it's like 4 out of 4, 5 out of 5, 4 out of 5, we don't want to lie to you. We want to tell you the reality part itself. That when the market is bad, right, and you choose to be on buy side, it won't be profitable. And that's the reason why we tell you guys is that go slow on Bitcoin yesterday. So we are very honest here, right? So I think that not many traders show you this type of result, but we show. And if you think that you want to take this and make a hoo-ha on this and tell the whole world we're lousy, then you can go ahead. I mean, I'm not going to be bothered, because that means that you're very myopic in terms of, in your understanding of the market. Because market is always like that. There will be upside, there'll be downside. Okay. All right. So for today's Bitcoin, it's very open. The day chart opening price is actually between the two period, but the KSI is obviously red in color. Hence, therefore, if the market goes below OP, there'll be some selling towards here, and that's about 55,000. I mentioned to you, right? But at the moment now, Bitcoin seems to be holding up. Bitcoin is seemingly trading towards the P1. So above OP can buy, right? You've been going to 56,000. But because the KSI is red, right, I suspect that you go to KTR +1 to +3, there might be some profit taking. So let's see the KTR for the Bitcoin. Now, the first KTR +1 is at 56,000. So we are still a bit of distance away. KCX already blinked at the bottom already this morning. So if you follow through the rules, you should have bought this Bitcoin here. And now you're in profitable position. You see that? In a profit for $500 already, you're in profit by 500, so you should have booked already first round profit. So you see, it works. It's just that yesterday the market is down, then it doesn't work, right? But it works overall. That is the main point. So that is how and why I can do this live with you, and I'm not afraid, because I know that it will work jolly well. Okay, so that is what is happening. Okay, for market right now. Okay, so let's look at Ethereum. Hold on, sorry. Ethereum. Right, Ethereum also worked earlier. KCX blink at the bottom, and then CCRY came in. Now Ethereum is trading up again. So that is really how it works, basically, my friends. Once you see blue bars at the bottom turns to green, meaning the KCX blink, you just have to follow through with that. All right. So for day chart today for KCX, for Ethereum, today is also opening price is between the two pivot, but do understand this, Ethereum, the KSI also is red in color. Hence, therefore, right, it may have some selling pressure in a moment. All right, there may be some selling pressure at the moment. So traders, you just need to be very careful on this side. Okay. Okay, so that will be Ethereum for today. All right, so I hope that will clear up matters. And of course, when it comes to Ethereum, and when done with Ethereum, meaning that I come to the first part end of the MAO. So which means that the second part of this MAO will be talking about some alternate market views. So if you want to stay on, you can stay on. If you think that it's enough for you, you want to exit now, you can do that. Okay, so I'll wait for you for 10 seconds. Okay, so since you are still on here, so I'm going to continue my second part of the MAO. Now, this one, you must understand how to understand this. This is the options flow of all the exchanges, apparently. Okay, and you can see that, right? The S&P, I'll do it very slowly here because this can be misleading. Okay, you can see that, right? Whenever the options turn up from the bottom here, the market actually really bottom out. All right. So it seemed to be a very good technique, right? Wow, every time when it turn up, right, from the bottom, the market recover. Okay, this one you can see from this point, okay, that is cool. But you also must see from another point, when the thing turns up here itself, right, meaning the number of options increase, right, it doesn't really mean that it will go up. It can actually means a temporary recovery, but the market can sell even greater later. Can you understand this? Okay. So it's not 100% that every time when you turn up from the bottom means what, but this is actually an option flow, okay? And this is talking about the bottom 5% in 30 years, okay? And you can see over here as well, when this thing turned up here, right? The market did recover a bit, but before that, after that as well, the market collapsed. So it's not really how it works. It's just telling you that, right, big movement is happening in the option market, and traders, you need to be very, very careful. So at the moment now, the market is this. Usually when the thing U-turn, right, the market will come down, right? Normally when the market U-turn, right, from the bottom, is because the market has came off. But the problem is recently the market is still going up. So that's why the option increment doesn't mean that it will have to tell you that it's going to go up. It can actually go the other way around. So that's why I need to be very careful with this sharing here, because a lot of people may thought that it is actually it's going to go up further, right? Now this is the QQQ, and you can see that, right, the net put value traded also same thing. Is that whenever it is happening like this itself, right, you do see a very interesting phenomenon when it reached to the high point of 20, all right? Now you can see this one here, the market came off, right? This one, the market sold off. But this one, okay, the market also sold off. Okay, here it also happened, okay, whether you hit a high, the market also sold off. But the problem is now we hit a high, the market is still rising. So can you see that there's a bit of problem here? Really, the whole understanding is a little bit off right now. So that's why I want to inform you guys, be very, very careful. But that means a big movement is actually happening in the market. And if such a big movement happening in the market, traders, you need to be very, very, very careful, okay? So this is why am I sharing all this? I'm informing you there's something very big happening in the market. I really don't know which way the market wants to go, but you need to be very, very careful. It could mean the market could go new high to 35,000, who knows, but it can also go down all the way. So you just have to watch your screen very, very closely, right? Don't be caught by this. Okay, very important. Huh? Okay, all right, oops, sorry. Now this is the junk bond. Junk bond, you can see, right, whenever the junk bonds are at the low end, it means the bond price is being bought up. So that means a lot of people buying the bond, even junk bonds, they're also buying. So by buying a lot of junk bonds, that means that they are actually very optimistic that everything will go off fine. So that's why you see the junk bond spreads is compressed to the tightest level since 2007. And we all know what happened in 2008, right? When the thing developed and exploded, right? The junk bond, you know, spread go crazy. So that's why I say when everything get compressed, because everybody is so complacent, they believe that everything is good, right? You just have to be very careful. And last one is SPAC, the one I mentioned this morning. All right, SPAC, the index had dropped more than 20%. And of course, some of the SPAC had closed down recently. And of course, right, this is a well-known hedge fund. He's saying that, right, it could be actually leading to another Akigo style blow up. So that's why you need to be very careful. And of course, this morning, JP Morgan just dumped 9 million shares of ASO. After market closing, they dumped the shares again. So that may be a chance that another family office is being hit, because it's a repercussion. One get hit, the rest get hit. So that's why when you see all this sort of thing happening in the market, right, even though it seems that the market is being supported, right, but when the undercurrent is all going there and the options are being bought up, right, something is dangerously happening. And that's the reason why I want to share all this for you. It's just a warning. I'm not implying that the market will go anywhere. I'm just informing you that if, let's say, market go in a certain direction, just make sure to follow through, okay? It can be all the way up, it can be all the way down, okay? It doesn't mean anything here. I don't want you to get the wrong idea and then you think the market is going to crash and stuff like that. I'm not implying to that, okay? All right, and this is the last one. You can see now the liquidity in the market. The liquidity basically shows very clearly the liquidity is now tapering off a little bit, although there was some recovery, but the liquidity has tapered off, but the stock market continued to climb. So what is actually driving the market now is likely internal event. Internal event is the one that's driving up the market. So that's why you can see that there is still a lot of buying overall, all right? So a lot of buying overall in the market. So traders, you need to be very careful on this, because when the liquidity goes away, that is where, you know, people had to be the one hold the baby will be the last one here. So be very, very careful on this, okay? All right, so overall, that will be all for MAO. I hope you like this session today. All right, I really hope you guys will make money. Remember this, today's inverse pivot for the Dow. It may draw all the way up, it's possible. I mean, draw all the way down, so watch out for that. Go to this pivot too, so be careful a little bit. And of course, people who are doing Bitcoin, probably today may be some more profit taking. Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed this session. That will be all for today. MAO, have a great day. I'll see you again tomorrow live at 8:30 a.m. This is Cal signing off. Bye-bye. Thanks, Mandy. Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye, Kelza. See you.